appears in the media. Better stop tripping, small or medium. I'm extra large, big ticket, premium. About that time you believe in me. Yeah, I'ma lay it down, grabbing that crown. Laying dollars on the ground, gonna double up now. 65 to 4 and 3, 2, one more time. Heavy punchline about to prove it. Lay low, lay high, lay low, lay high. Clear your heads now, watch a peek. Let it go and prove my worth, let me earn it. Gonna pass this test and get me a permit. Watch how I do, sit down, observe it. Fires in my soul, uncontrollable burn. Look at me then, look at me now. Correct your bones to rule cool, make you bow now. Class one to a point to see. Blow kiss goodbye while they scream and shriek. Let it go, let it out, let it go, let it out. Take a deep breath, deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Lay low, lay high, lay low, lay high. If you feel my vibes, then pop with me. Let it go, let it out, let it go, let it out. Take a deep breath, deep breath, deep breath.
Wow. Another episode of the IncompetentC's Audio Isn't Working podcast. The only podcast where incompetency can't speak. Speak?
Yep.
There you go.
Hi,
Hey!
social links. Hey, social links. Can we tell them, Screen, that we fake all the technical issues so we seem more relatable to this audience? Can we tell them that now?
Actually, we do.
Okay.
We do fake them all. Especially, speaking of non-tech issues, however, if we want to bring it up. You
Johnny's
can see on the
again.
screen. Yeah, Johnny, do you want to talk about anything in particular on this week's episode of the podcast? He's you know what? He's a bit of a quiet guy, and by a quiet guy, I mean I forgot to take his fucking name off the screen. Hold on. Oh my god.
He's with us in spirit. He's with us in spirit.
He's a permanent host, guys, I promise. But yeah, what are we actually talking about?
Well, have you heard of this little game called Persona 5: The Phantom X?
A little niche game, I would say. But yeah, I've heard of it.
Well, it got that global release, which we've talked about in a little bit already, but apparently people aren't very happy about it. You could even say that they're upset, sad, disappointed, and other words that are synonyms that I found in this dictionary.
Okay.
What do you think, Sreen? What do you think in comparison? Because we both played Korean, right? What do you think generally people are upset about?
Well, what they're upset about is not, to be clear, the same things that I think we're upset about, right?
True. No, I think what we're upset about is not dependent on the version of the game, like, because a lot of it is like depending on, like, they're more not upset about like the content we are. We're upset about the fucking game's like base existence. That sounds bad, but it's true. Like the way the story is, the way the gameplay is, things like that. That didn't really change very much from global to from Korean to global. But the thing that people are upset about have to do with a lot with how rewards are being handled and how updates are being rolled out for the game, if my knowledge is correct. Would you say that's true, Screen?
I would say that's right about the issue people have. Yeah, I think generally a lot of people who would either play the original version, like the Korean version, and like the game, or are more just okay with the game's existence than we are when it comes to the global stuff. They're still upset about it because I think they're just fucking global really hard when it comes to the rewards that you get. Like, remember that a lot of this game exists in service to its gacha mechanics and whatnot. So a big part of it is like, if maintenance goes down and you're, God forbid, taken away from P5X for like 2 hours or so, they typically reward you for that with, some amount of gems or whatever. And the amount that they are giving to global players is like literally half or less than half than what they were giving to Korean and Chinese players. So global players are not happy about that. Okay, and it's not just for maintenance stuff either. It just seems to be generally a lot of the different ways you get rewarded in the game, they seem to be toned down in the global.
And there's actually a tangible thing we can see for this Screen. If you'd be so kind as to put up on the monitor, could you bring up the rating it has right now on Steam?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, even its App Store rating is getting fucked too. But okay. There's part of this that is also probably just people not liking the game. Like, people bring up that it went from Where's my display capture? Hopefully
It's
this
like
works.
70 or
Okay.
something, right?
Yeah, it was like 70%, which is like just barely positive. Now it's gotten down to 46% on Steam, and it's at like a 1.8 on the App Store or some shit. So there's
Yeah.
probably an amount of this is also just people not liking the game, but yeah, after I think it was the patch what 1.1, right? It was the first
Something
update
like
to
that,
the
yeah,
game. I
because
think that was what really
yeah,
pissed people off, and I think that was because it became so evident how they were treating global players in comparison to the Korean and Chinese players.
yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I mean,
It's bad.
people aren't happy about it, and I think even if we go to the P5X global Twitter, official West, I believe is the name. No, fuck. What's the Twitter account
What's
say?
it called?
P5X West. Oh, found it. It is
West
official
Global?
West. I put too many underscores. We go here. They tweeted out a message. They said, "We've received many comments about the operations of P5X. We take your feedback very seriously, and we will be explaining our future operation plans in the next broadcast. We ask for your patience in the meantime. We'd like to apologize for the version 1.1 live stream being delayed. There will be more details in 1.2, whatever." So yeah, kind of responding to the criticisms. Didn't really say too much of substance here on how they're going to address it.
Really just that they heard it.
Yeah.
We don't know the response yet, yeah?
My guess is going to be they'll probably do like an apology. You know, they'll give rewards as like we're sorry, and then they'll probably make it consistent with the Chinese.
A little
and
bit
Korean.
better.
That's my guess. Well, they'll probably just make it the
My
same.
guess, I'm a little more pessimistic. I think they will give out rewards, much like you said, give an apology. I think they will make it better than it is right now, but I still don't think it's going to be in parity with the Chinese.
You don't
Korean
think so?
version.
Because I think people are still going to get upset if they don't do that.
They might, but it's at the point where it's like, well, it was worse before, right? So I guess this is better. I just think that if there's a reason why they did this, I don't think that rationale is necessarily going to change, even with like the blowback. You know?
I'd agree, but like, how much does this hurt them? Like, to not give out reward? Like, I imagine the reason you wouldn't want to give people so many rewards is because there's like a game you're playing with them. Okay, developing a gacha game is like
The carrot and stick.
It's like I think I said this on my stream when I was playing the game. It's like a war between the developers, how much they can show that they hate you, versus you showing how much you can hate them. Okay, and it's like a constant battle. Okay, like, you want to give the players rewards for free because you want to give them some sort of like reward for playing the game. Otherwise, they won't play it.
Sure.
But you don't want to give them so much that they aren't spending as much money now. I imagine there's probably, if we could measure it, a direct correlation between giving players more rewards and less money spent. So the idea is probably to be like, well, how far can we go with it? But like, was the Korean version, we played it, right? Was it really like that, like, oh shit, dude, I could get so much for playing for free? Like, you can get by, but you can still do that on the global version too. I don't think it was like so abundant.
Well, why do you think they changed it then? Yeah, because I kind of agree. I mean, I think it's. I hate saying this, but I do think compared to other gachas, it is a bit more lenient with the rewards it gave you. But I still don't think it's enough to like stop sales. And obviously, like, I mean, the game still, if the game still is getting content updates, because the game is making a lot of money. So I don't think it's eating into their bottom line in any substantive way.
I think the reason they changed it,
rewards, right?
My guess would be they probably just see more revenue being possible in Japan and global, but that could be wrong too. I don't know, because like,
it's all conjecture, but
because gacha games are bigger in China generally, so you'd think that would be the biggest market for it. But there might also just be standards to Chinese players because they have so many other gachas to play that you have to offer them more free rewards in comparison to other. Kind of like
maybe.
You know how gambling sites work? Funnily enough, they'll be like, "Oh, sign up and get X amount free dollars to gamble," right?
Sure, yeah,
right.
I know what
and
you're
like
about.
the reason you're offering so much is because you're trying to beat out your competition that's doing the same thing. In China, gacha games are so popular and so many people are playing them and they're all over the place that you have to beat out your competition by offering more. I don't think they're as big in the West and Japan, so there's less competition there. And then Persona as a series, I think, is bigger in both the West and Japan. So those would be like the regions that are probably going to play the game just because it's P5 anyways. So that would be my best guess as to what the rationale could be. No, I could be wrong, but
well, Screen, let's put you in the shoes of big execs over at Blackwing Studio and Atlas, okay? you have this great game on your hands, Persona 5: The Phantom X, and it's gearing up for a global release. How would you handle this kind of blowback? Okay, what would you do after all this like negative feedback?
My response would be, okay, and it's gonna sound cold-hearted, okay.
Okay.
My response would be, look at your profits and stuff, and be like, oh, those games still making a fuck ton of money anyways. You know what? We're probably good. That might honestly be my response. Like, I'm sure negative reviews probably affect the game to an extent, and you'd probably want to do some things to
Remediate,
to stop that. So I might I could see them getting. Fuck, now I'm coming over closer to your position. Maybe you would give them more, but not as much as the Korean and Chinese.
Because obviously, I mean, you saw how it's topping the charts in terms of sales, right? It's doing better than Uma Musume, isn't it?
Yeah, I was gonna bring that point up when I was talking about how the revenue of the game is. Now, we don't obviously have their metrics, but we do have. Whoops, wrong. Nice one. Wrong screen, dipshit. We do have the Steam top releases of June 2025 list that Steam releases every month for top games of every month that I think it's games that came out that month specifically. I don't, because otherwise Counter-Strike and stuff would be up here, right?
Yeah.
So games that top releases of June kind of implies that. And it's measured by revenue. So free games still show up here. Games that aren't necessarily making all their money via sales themselves, but there's other, like all that type of stuff.
Sure.
So, when measuring by revenue, P5X made it to their top, kind of tier here, the gold tier. It made a fuck ton of money. And you brought up Uma Musume, which I believe if we were to go to SteamDB right now, has still a more active player base than Persona 5 The Phantom X. Like, P5X has, let's see, top of today, 10,000, and Uma Musume, I think, has around, like, 30k or something. It's kind of crazy.
Something
Jesus,
like that.
60k, what the fuck? Oh my god.
My god.
Everyone's playing the horse fucker game. Okay, right? Despite that game being more popular on Steam, it actually did less in revenue. It's only in the silver tier. I think they came out literally around the same time. Like, I think Uma Musume came out like a day earlier. So
yeah, something like that.
At the end of the day, I mean, they may have gotten shafted a lot, and maybe the mixed reviews will hurt their potential for getting more new players. Although it's P5, I don't know. It's hard to say. But, I mean, fuck, the game's still making money. And this is patch 1, where, like, they have arguably the least interesting amount of character. I mean, well, they just have not very many characters. And then, like, who's, like, in the game that's, like, super interesting. Like, I guess Joker's cool to have, and that's, like, they haven't even started doing the P3 collabs yet. Some other fan favorites aren't in yet.
No catchy.
I love a catcher, right?
Boy.
Yeah.
I love a catcher. We don't got him, we don't got the catcher.
A lot of stuff that's still here. This is the first patch of the game. It's probably the least interesting, even ignoring all the stuff you gamble for. But like, even the content of the game, like, supposedly the story gets better post second arc because the other guy comes in, the other writer. And like
Yusuke Nida.
There's just more content in the game to go through. So this is like bare minimum P5X because it's patch 1.0. And it's still in the gold. Now maybe it has a lot of hype because it just came out globally and that's inflating it, but
maybe.
I think this game is going to be here to stay for a while. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, people were saying it's like speedrunning to EOS, and that might be true in the long run, but as of now, I think its sales are performing really well. Like, even with like the in comparison to its Korean counterpart with how rewards are being handled, it's clearly still doing really well for itself, and that's why I think they're not going to respond in a very strong way. I do think they'll make things better, but not by a super huge margin. And I don't think it'll be in parity with Chinese and Korean. We'll see. Of course, I think it'll probably happen soon, whatever they respond to it, however they respond to it. But as of now, I just don't think it's gonna be a huge difference.
Yep. Yeah, that might be the case. It's hard to say, especially when they said fucking nothing in their official response. But hey.
Well, it's great. You're a big Uma Musume fan, aren't you? What are your thoughts? I know you love that game.
So yesterday I was tied to my chair and forced to play some of that game yesterday. Yeah, it's a game.
He's a big fan.
What do I even fucking say? I don't. You fucking. There's horse girls in it. 90% of them look underage, and then you race them. All right, you do some stuff in between. There's some.
He's a big fan.
Visual novel stuff and
loves it.
I just don't care. I didn't really like the characters that much for what I played. I didn't really like the gameplay loop of training them. I didn't really like gambling in it, to be honest. I probably like gambling more in P5X. What do you want me to say? I don't like the game. fucking, I'm not a horse fucker, but you know what? Maybe there's some peak hidden in
Not
there
yet.
somewhere. Not yet. But yeah, that was something. But yeah, P5X, despite my issues with it, that might be a little bit more my speed from what I can tell, even though I'm not very huge on that game either. Speaking of just a lot of that shit too, you saw like their release schedule for P5X, right? It seems like they're kind of doing
It's double time, right?
yeah, they're
Something like that. It's
they're
like
going
moving
really quick
fast.
on doing the updates because they're trying to catch up to the Chinese and Korean versions eventually. So I don't think that's a bad decision though. That probably makes sense.
The only issue is it makes it hard. It increases like the FOMO for players, right? Because they have less time to collect on banners.
Yeah, let's no, I think the banners, I think they're like more just staying there at once. Like I think like Joker's still in the game as well, even though they added 2 banners as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think they're just
I see.
they're just keeping them longer, so they can still how long are they usually in a month? So they can still serve their full month or whatever. I got Joker recently.
Yeah.
Have you heard the news? I got it on stream.
Really?
Yeah, I got my
So you get the
50/50.
minor.
I did get the minor. I pulled 2 5-stars in 1 10 pull. I'm kind of the goat if you haven't heard the news.
Yeah, good at gambling.
I am, yeah. I heard somebody said too the rates might be worse, but I don't know if that was true. I don't know.
I have no. I can't imagine they'd be worse. That sounds like really stupid. I don't know. Like I don't get me wrong. I wouldn't put it past them from like an ethical standpoint. But this just sounds like brain dead. Like why would you do that? They're already like really low. Gotcha rates are always low.
Yeah. No. I got your mom's texting me. Sorry. So.
Oh gosh. Yes.
Yeah, P5X. I mean, it came out. I've got a lot to say about Subway Slimmer and that whole arc because I recently finished that, and there was a lot to talk about there. Actually, before we get into that, I want to bring up too. There's a spreadsheet I saw I asked for it on Twitter. This is like supposed to be based on the release schedule. These are like predictions on when all the characters are gonna come out or whatever. So you can kind of reference this to find out when your favorite character is gonna come to the game. You know. Like, you wanna know when a catcher's coming?
Yeah, when's he coming?
Apparently, this is his Chinese date, March 13th, 2025. So May 2026 is around the time you can expect him. So fuck, we got a long way to go actually. By then we might have P4R.
Man.
Jesus. Damn, this guy's not gonna get good for a while. And then Makoto's not gonna be until July. Oh my god. When's
Makoto?
point?
Oh my god, dude.
Jesus. Who's next then? Who's
They should just do. You know what? EOS. I don't care
Yusuke's
anymore.
next at least next month. I didn't realize he was this early. I like Yusuke. You know, that's cool.
I'm a big fan of that Yusuke fellow. Yeah, he's pretty cool.
When
I didn't get him
which patch was Online Tycoon? Actually, that's all I care about. I think about it.
I don't remember actually.
P5X Online Tycoon update. I need to see.
It's like when the game is like worthwhile.
2.32.
Jesus fucking
December.
Christ.
Oh, we're fine. Oh yeah, it was with this guy. I remember. Yeah, this guy came out with it. Damn! I gotta wait till December for anything in this game to be playable. That's crazy.
Fuck this game, man. Honest to God, fuck this game. Wait, does that mean the summer characters are gonna come out in like what? Well, hold on, check again. Is it gonna be fucking August or like not August? Sorry, it's gonna be like fucking like fall.
Oh, it says here October, November. They put question marks here. Guesstimate could be wrong, but there'll be something or it'll skip. Yeah, so they're saying that because they're summer theme, maybe they'll just skip them for now and do them next year. It could be
that would make more sense.
Too. I don't. Do you think? What do you think? Take a prediction right now. I actually have a feeling they just won't care because they're Gunner bait anyways. It'll work.
I think they'll wait.
Look at these characters, bro. I'm sorry. Like,
this is now gooning links. I want everyone to know that. This is
like. This is a little unhinged, no? Or is this? I guess it's kind of normal for a gacha, but like
it's pretty tame for gachas, yeah.
Oh damn, bro.
I'm a little desensitized to be honest at this point, but I mean, yeah, I guess.
It's just funny as fuck to me. You have these existing characters that are like, you know, well, it'd be look. It's one thing to have like swimsuit outfits, you know. I think it's another thing to have them like be the character, you know. I don't know. Whatever.
How does he even explain that shit to like fucking Lufel, dude?
I don't know. I made this point. I said that the way they explain it in the game, Merope says like it comes from Wonder's Soul or some
Psyche or
bullshit,
something.
something like
People,
that. I have a
people who are,
YouTube
who are
short of
gonna
it, yeah.
see,
And I'm
who are
like,
gonna see or something.
yeah, and I'm like, damn, does that mean this motherfucker Wonder is like, how would these girls look in swimsuits? Now to be fair, maybe he just went on a beach trip with them. That might be a part of the update too. But still, he wants them fighting alongside in the team with the. All I'm saying. To me, it comes off a little weird. I don't care that much.
It's a little weird.
It is what it is.
You think he wondered about what they'd be
far
like
from
in
my
battle with
biggest
swimsuits
issue.
on? He wondered about it. Think he wondered about it? He wondered
That's,
what
good.
would
That's
they look
funny.
like in
That's
that. I'm
funny.
gonna
That's
fucking
good.
kill myself. Let's
That's
keep
good.
keep it going. Keep it going.
Yeah.
We go with the
You know
swimsuits.
that?
We get
You know
it,
what?
okay?
You make one more joke like that, I'm gonna have to run the closer.
What's the closer?
I'm sorry. So P5X. The story. How much have you actually played through?
So I'm at the very end of the first panel, so I just have to send the calling card. I'm basically done.
Okay. So you're almost done the palace. I finished the Subway Slammer arc recently. I haven't started the second one because I've been making the mistake of trying to 100% the first palace. Because if you didn't know, if you go through the main story of the palace, you're actually doing like less than 50% of it.
Really?
I think it's somewhere around there, yeah. Like,
Holy shit! I just went straight to the story. I didn't care about the side stuff in that dungeon.
so much of it, and I think you're meant to do it afterwards anyways, because there's like a revisited thing, and it kind of marks out what you have to still do. But there's a fuck ton of content, of optional content in the palaces, and I'm mixed on that. Actually, we'll talk about this first because it's gonna be the only positive things I say about P5X today, and they're still gonna be
Oh boy!
hinged
Let's
to
hear
death
it.
anyways.
Let's hear it. Come on, hit me.
Some of the optional content is not bad, legitimately. The main problem with the main palace gameplay, we'll ignore the combat and the fights for a second, just the gameplay of the palace, is that it is brain dead. And I'm not even saying it's really easy or it should be made more difficult. When I say brain dead, I like actually mean brain dead. Like, they
You don't
will
think, like,
ask
at
you
all.
a
You just
question.
walk.
There was a clip that blew up of me playing P5X, and then Lufel's like, which one of these items do you think, I don't remember what the exact question is, like, would most represent his
Would be
baseball career
associated
or
with
something?
like
Yeah, something like that.
like Fuyuchi, right?
Yeah, and like, I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of interesting. They're gonna quiz us on it, and then I went to the exclamation point because I thought it was just gonna show me everything in the room, and then the exclamation point is actually just leading me to the correct answer, and that was the whole thing. It was basically like, they ask you a question, but you're not really supposed to answer it because it just gives you the answer, and this basically can be applied to every single every single puzzle in the main story version of the palace. Like
imagine like the Maruki like ethical dilemmas, but they just have an exclamation point for every single one you're supposed to pick.
Basically,
Like, imagine
yeah.
that shit.
Or like, yeah, like even if it was as simple like, oh, Kamoshida's palace, pull the right levers. Never mind, we're here. Actually, just follow the exclamation point, pull the ones we tell you to do, or did like just there's no thought involved. You can't even call them puzzles at that point. Like it's like you're
They're just,
watching
like-
a
like
YouTube video. It's
fucking, like,
interactive. Like I don't
phones.
like there's just nothing happening. So
I was crazy. It's like I was and I think this is literally just an issue with gacha. 'Cause I was like, I've been playing HSR again, Honkai Star Rail to the uninitiated, right? And I was just trying to speed through some of the story content, and it's literally the exact same level of brain that I can walk to every exclamation point, or not exclamation point, you know what I mean? Every mission objective like header, and I will always get there, no matter how little I'm thinking, no matter how much dialogue I skip. It's just without any effort whatsoever, I'm making progress.
yeah, and the reason they do things, by the way, in a lot of gacha games, like people are gonna think we're ignorant to the reason, but we know the reason. You alienating your fan base by putting any level of difficulty will result in
I think that
less
pushes
money
back
made.
against the player.
So
Like, you can't push back against the player even a little bit,
yeah,
or else they'll get
because
upset.
remember, this is another problem with the free-to-play live service like model or whatever, right? When I buy a single-player game, right, whether it be Persona 5 or literally anything, right, they already
Sure.
have my money, right? So they don't have to like they don't. I'm not. I don't know how to word this. I don't want to say they don't care if I beat the game, but like they
No,
don't
but
have
what you
to
mean
like.
is the players know what they're getting into, and they don't need to like worry about the player. Like, oh god, they might leave after this update, after this update, after this live service dungeon thing. They're always like trying to ensnare their like claws into the player with every update, and they can't have any moments of like pushing back against the player because at any point they can just stop playing, and they'll stop getting money from that player in particular. You know?
Yeah, like,
that's the problem.
there's
It's constant siphoning.
there's no worry about causing friction that'll cause them to stop playing the game and stop giving you money because one, they've already given you their money, and then, I mean, if they drop the game, then whatever, they stop playing, right? As long as they don't drop it super early and they refund it, but like that's that you can challenge the player a little bit more, and they are willing to engage more. With a free-to-play P5X game, you don't want to cause any friction that might cause literally anybody to stop playing, because then that's one less person you are now effectively milking for their money, right? So
Yeah.
that's why anything that will cause you to think, which I'm going to get into, will be behind the optional content, because then at least, you know, they don't beat it. Who cares, right? But like, to be clear, this is a decision made, and it's funny, people will always go, well, oh, well, of course they're doing it like that. You just explained it, right? They want to make money. Yeah, sure, but so does any video game ever. You don't have to, like, the excuses are hilarious, because if I were to say, like, oh, Persona 5 were an easy game because it made more money or whatever, people would shit on me and be like, well, it doesn't have to, like, that's not an excuse for it being bad. But when it comes to gachas, it feels like people defend the fuck out of it, because it's a free game that's supposed to make a lot of money, and I'm like, this is stupid. I know the reasoning for doing it. I don't give a fuck. Like,
It can still be good.
like, I know why you curb stomped that baby. You hated that baby, but like, that doesn't make it okay. Okay, like, I know why you're doing it. You want to optimize the amount of money. I don't give a fuck.
You know what?
Like,
It's like you can apply it to P5X, like the story, right? I know why he's slamming women in the subway. It doesn't make it any less fucking brain dead. Come on.
Yeah, like, so, yes, I understand the game, it operates the way it does to make the most amount of money. The idea that this is an excuse for its poor quality is hilarious, because at least in my day, okay, I don't think we ever made excuses like that for a company. When EA would microtransaction the fuck out of every game and put a million day one DLC, we would go, yeah, we know why they're doing it, no shit. But that doesn't make it okay. We're still gonna tell them they're fucking dickheads for it, okay? Like, yeah, so the idea that this shouldn't apply because this game's either a gacha game and there's a lower standard, or because it's free, is stupid to me. Those shouldn't be excuses, because neither of these things mean your game has to be bad. Because if you applied any level of, you know, friction to this or whatever, like, it would be a better game. You're not doing it because you want to optimize the amount of money you make. So from a business standpoint, I get it, but your game still sucks. I don't know.
True, exactly. Like, a game's maybe a good product, maybe from the objective sense, in the sense that, like, it makes you money, but it's not like as like a work as like a game. It's not great, you know.
And
it's just like,
when it comes to the business standpoint, okay, that's why I need to start holding players accountable, okay? Because the only reason that type of model makes more money is because of you fuckers, okay? It's because of the gamers, okay? So we need to start holding more gamers accountable too, all right? Because at the end of the day, if people just didn't play the game because it sucked, then they wouldn't make the game suck. You know, they'd have to make it better.
Bro.
So from a standpoint, the only reason that works as a business decision is because the players effectively want that. So
they enable.
So it is like a double-edged type thing there. But anyways, the part of the game that I'm a little bit more positive on is some of the optional content is actually decent. I won't go too far into detail, but like, for one, the puzzles aren't spelled out to you with the exclamation marks. Now, this doesn't mean all the puzzles are good. Some of them were very fucking stupid. Alright, my entire gameplay of the game has been streamed. Alright, they're all on my VOD channel. If you watch the streams, if you're here, you know what I'm talking about. Some of those puzzles were fucking dumb, okay? Some of them were tedium over any level of enjoyment or thinking. That was annoying. But in between some of them, there were maybe some okay ones.
Sure.
The ones that I was mostly positive on, actually, were the optional mini-bosses and stuff were actually kind of decent. I wish they were always like this in the main story, too, because I think we both agree we don't like the combat system, mostly because they watered down and simplified a lot of the things that made one more interesting, right?
And they try to make up the difference, and this is more apparent in Korean. They try to make up the difference by giving a lot of the later characters more and more like gimmicks. It's power creep. It's the nature of the gacha game industry, right? But they do try to make up for that depth in their kits. But like, it doesn't feel like a real substitute for how boring the base mechanics are, you know?
Even the depth in their kits are so similar, and so like, there is complexity there, but it's funny that the complexity doesn't necessarily equal interesting. Like,
sure,
a lot of the characters are just simple in the sense where it's like, use this attack and gain they all have like stupid fucking Will of Rebellion
Meters.
or this meter. They're just all renamed versions of similar things basically. And then once you gain enough, use the third attack and it'll do a big version of the attack. Okay, whatever. Those ones are boring. There are some that get a little bit more interesting. Like I think even in the current patch, there's the dark guy who has like one that fills up his healing meter and one that fills up his other meter or whatever. But like even this, especially with one of them being kind of useless and there being so few attacks, it doesn't really make him any more interesting. Like I still feel like I'm playing him the same way as all the other ones, and this especially is apparent when most of the battles, or pretty much every battle in the main game, doesn't encourage you to care about what you're picking. Yeah, like it doesn't really matter. Like I could probably close my eyes or literally pick at random and still probably get by the fight.
Or auto.
Yeah. Or yeah, auto battle, because that's literally a function in the game. So I don't like that. If they're gonna water it down, at least do something with your boss fights or with your stuff that'll make it so there is something to make up for that. Now the main game doesn't do this. The optional content actually kind of does so, admittedly. There was a fight in the Kiwichi Palace optional content where I fought some turtle that he spawned 2 enemies or whatever, right? And
Sure.
so there's 3 enemies on the battle. Your instinct would be to AoE attack them, and then one more, right? The way you always would, because in one more, you don't have to hit all of the enemies with their weakness to pass, right? However, the trade-off, he had a shield. I think it started at 5, and as long as the shield had any number above 0, if you hit him with his weakness, he wouldn't be downed. So, and if you attacked him with something that wasn't his weakness, he'd gain another shield. So now, AoE is kind of scary, because if I want to attack the 2 enemies you spawned, and I'm attacking, and it hits him, it's going to make him gain another shield. And the way you work down his shield is by attacking him with his weakness only. So there was kind of this like, oh shit, I can kill the extra enemies, but then I have to maybe AoE to optimize, and then if I do that, then he's going to get another shield. I can't be doing damage to the main guy, and so then maybe I'll just attack the main one and tank the damage. There were a lot of different ways to approach that fight, and I thought that was actually really interesting. There were other fights as well, I don't remember as in-depth, but there were other ones that had kind of gimmicks too, where they'd do certain ailments if you did certain things, or on certain turns you'd have to guard and whatnot, and like, this actually was interesting. Despite the watered-down base combat system, I didn't mind it, actually, and I think it actually worked better with the combat system they have in P5X because of how these new gimmicks worked or whatever. So, there are ways within the limitations of the combat system of P5X to make it interesting. A lot of those optional... Now, some of them still sucked, admittedly, okay? I wish the game was more consistent. Like, even if the entire game was like this, I would still have issues with it not being consistently good all the time. Some of the things they try don't work. But, hey, I at least had positive feelings on a lot of these things. So, a lot of those ideas ended up working, and I thought those were the best points of the game. I just wish all the optional content was like that, and I wish the main content was like that, because then the game would at least be a hell of a lot more interesting from a lot of perspectives. So,
And what I think is I just heard something about the global and Korean version side. It's a bit unrelated. They increased like the level requirements for a lot of like the main story stuff. Like the requirements were raised from the Korean version for whatever fucking reason. I have no idea why.
Like the level requirements, like you have to be X level to do this boss.
Yes, I was like I was like really upset with them in global. I was like, maybe I just forgot how they were in Korean. No, they literally changed them.
Huh.
Is that not insane?
Why do you think they did that? Just to make people play the game?
Player retention is my biggest guess. Yeah, I think it's just the retention thing, just keeping people in the game more.
Was even the final bosses like that? Because I feel like even at level 30, which was the minimum, I feel like that boss was still, somewhat difficult for me anyways. I mean, I say difficult, I think I died like twice, and then I had to kind of level my characters a little bit more. But even at level 30, it wasn't like a cakewalk type thing, is what I'm saying. So, the mini-bosses I think were super easy, but...
I just know that they did change some of the level requirements, which I think is kind of emblematic of a lot of the issues of this. It feels like they're double timing patches, which is fine, I guess, right? Lowering rewards and increasing the time you have to play to progress the main story. Just like a triple whammy of like poor decision making.
I mean, poor decision making from our perspective, maybe, but a lot of this is probably better.
It seems to be effective because, again, how fucking much the game is making.
Although I don't know, level caps feel a little risky to me. I would think because some people might just be like, fuck it, I don't want to hit this cap. But I guess because here's another funny, hilarious thing of this game. The way you level up in the game isn't really from doing fights like you would in a traditional RPG. You would do other things. One of those things is literally if you just log in for your dailies, you'll get like 1 level.
Yeah, or like another easy one is like if you do like these odd like these like there's like fights you can do in the game that like are like for farming resources. If you do those also give you a good chunk of EXP. You're not even playing the game, it's running it on auto.
Oh yeah, those are what I did to level. Yeah, I would do all those like little resource fights. Yeah, those are crazy for XP. Like I did the social link, the confidants too, and I'm like probably the one human being on the planet who actually read through all of them, all the text, because some of them, one of them is like, it's not actually a confidant. But it like basically is. It's like a side mission type thing that kind of plays like a confidant.
Sure.
That one's like 40 minutes long, dude. My voice by the end of it, I was like, dude, holy shit. Like there is so much to read. But what's funny is because you can just skip all of those with 3 presses of a button, because you can just skip the whole scenes. Those don't give any XP. So I was like, damn, this is like only effective if you want to get XP if you just skip through it. Because if you read it, it's gonna take way more time than it's worth. But what's funny is like these decisions never come up in a mainline Persona game because you're not thinking, oh, what's my reward for doing this gonna be? It's just my reward should be that this is intriguing. Yeah. To be fair, the confidants were the worst things in the world. One of them was there was one about kind of a I think the dad. Fuck, what was it? Was it the dad wants her to inherit the family business and then she wants to be a nurse or whatever, but she doesn't want to tell him that he wants to be a nurse because he thinks that she'll be putting her, because I think her mom died and she was a nurse or something. I'm putting together the pieces. It's been like a week. Okay,
words.
A lot of this left my mind already. But
I know some of these words.
From what I remember, that was a decent one. There was
one about are any of these on the quality of Nozomi Suemitsu from Persona 3, do we think?
Yeah, I'd say some of them pass it, but Nozomi's fucking dog shit. Like, we can be real.
Well, I'm just trying to give you like the worst of the worst as far as social links go in the mainline series.
They're not like awful, but to be fair, the only ones I actually did past rank 1, because those ones were like kind of pseudo confidants. Like I said, they weren't actually called confidants. There were 2 that I did rank 1 of, but I don't think I got to the other ranks yet. So the actual ones that are proper confidant, and I think there's 20 ranks for each character too.
Yeah, Luna told me about that. I was talking to her about it. Yeah, she said they're actually pretty good. She said that she thinks that they should do more like longer social links in the mainline series because of it. And I don't know yet, to be honest, because I haven't seen them. But
20 feels like a lot to standardize. I don't know.
I was gonna say it does feel like a lot, and especially when you have a count. Like it works with P5X because you don't have a real calendar system, but in the game, in like the Persona series, you do.
Like I feel like in Metaphor cut them down, and most people are pretty positive on that. You know, like put them into 8 ranks. So going up now. I think if anything, they should probably go down because Metaphors felt really concise for the 8 ranks I got.
I think 10 I think 10 is fine.
10's fun too. I don't mind. But like honestly, if I had to pick one that like was most concise with their social links, it's probably Metaphor. Like Metaphor's bonds, like 8 ranks felt really good. So I don't know if they want to do that. I'm fine with that too. But yeah. Anyways, there was another one that was like kind of a pseudo confidant where it's some guy who what was it? He's like a muscle head, and he
at the gym, protein lovers,
by some girl, or something. But the girl doesn't want to scam him, something like that. That was a cute kind of story too. They weren't bad for what they were. They were decent. They're not like amazing. I wouldn't put them in my top of all time, obviously. And again, they weren't even real confidants technically, but they were like fine for what they were. There's a lot of things about this game that I don't absolutely despise, but like the problem is most of the main content is the things I hate the most, like the Slammer story and the Palace gameplay and even the combat gameplay and the main stuff. Anyways, all that to say, I played some of the extra content of the Palace. Some of it's alright. I don't think I've fully 100%ed it yet. I'm like 90 something though. I'm very close. Some of it's alright. Certainly a better experience than doing through the main stuff. Some of it's still kind of dog shit, though, despite removing the things that made the main story stuff dog shit. Speaking of the main story, you wanna
talk about it?
We could talk about Raido. You know that I did beat Raido.
Okay, we want we want to go over like the first chapter. What we like just let's like talk about that exclusively for now.
Righto.
Yeah, for chapter Righto. We go for
Yeah,
chapter
you know what,
Righto and
we'll
then first
talk
chapter.
chapter 1 of Righto, and then we'll get back to Subway. Sure, that's fine because
Okay,
I'm gonna lose my head talking about the Subway Slammer. I did a review of Righto recently. Did you see what I gave the
you
game?
did. What'd you give it,
I
Scream?
gave it
Tell us.
8 out of 10 score.
Hey.
And I quite liked it. Yeah, Righto I thought was really strong. Just to reiterate, like very simple points. Like, the most intriguing thing to me was by far the combat. Thought the story was fine though. I like the aesthetic a lot. Like even in the main game, I like the aesthetic and the music a lot. So those things stayed about the same. But the combat was way better than the original, obviously. And I actually thought the combat was really good. P5S was another action RPG, you know, Atlas action RPG that by the end I felt kind of bored of because I felt like the gameplay didn't have enough variation, it just wasn't interesting or stuff like that. Like, it lost my interest by the end. I never felt like that way about Righto. There was enough different ways to build Righto, the summoner skills and all the different shit, and bringing in demons and stuff. Like, I just really enjoyed that game. I thought it was really fun. So yeah, we talked about chapter 1.
Yeah.
Or you could give your general thoughts if you want, like that.
Yeah, general thoughts. I played a bit of the first Righto, not very much, like halfway probably through the first chapter of that game. The combat's there's worse combat systems out there, but it's not good. It's really bad. It's really boring, actually. That's above all else.
Wait, are you talking about P5X or Righto?
Righto. Original Righto. Like, I'm talking about original Righto.
Okay.
Before the remaster. So playing the remaster and seeing like a very active, very engaging combat system, like where you have to keep your demons in check and you have to do perfect dodges and stuff like that. The enemies have unique patterns that you have to avoid. Everything about it is very streamlined, a lot of QOL, just really fun and engaging. Great gameplay. That's like the biggest issue with the first Righto. So seeing that in the chassis of the already interesting setting that Righto takes place in, that's great. I've just been nothing but pure joy. I finished chapter 1 and I'm like a bit of the way through chapter 2. Chapter 1 was pretty good, like good solid introduction to the game. Like you get to like the whole like speech about like how you are Righto Kuzunoha, the 14th, and like that was pretty cool. Very at the beginning when you got handed all the controls and stuff and tutorials. Getting introduced to Narumi was nice. The voice acting again goes a long way. I can believe it because I saw it, but it's just nice to have a Righto with voice acting in both English and Japanese. I'm playing in English. Screen, you played in Japanese, right?
I did.
How'd you like it in Japanese? The voice acting in that?
I played in English for the beginning, but then I switched to Japanese by around chapter 4 or 5, I think, around there. So I can kind of talk about both. The English has... There's perks to both. I like the Japanese because Narumi is voiced by Dio from JoJo. And I love his voice. I think he's maybe my favorite Japanese voice actor. Okay, he has the most intoxicatingly beautiful voice a man has ever had. Okay, so that helped a lot. And I think I like Goto being a lot deeper voice like he is in Japanese. In English, he kind of sounds more like a bro, which is kind of a fun interpretation too. But the deeper voice is definitely what I pictured for Goto before I had even heard any of the voice acting of the game. Just kind of seemed like the type of guy he was. But I mean, English has that very funny Rasputin accent, you know? And in Japanese, it kind of sounds a little silly, but the accent that he's given in English is very, very fucking funny.
I
really like it.
I liked it.
Some of the demon VA in English is a little weird, though. It sounds very Breaking Bad
for
dubbish,
kids.
if I may use that term.
Which might be the point, to be fair. Like I always say this when I think about it. I remember in one of the earliest boss fights, I forgot the name of the demon, but like he's like, "Whoa, you're like super strong." Shit.
Yeah,
like something like that. It's so good.
The Japanese goes for more, I think, just it plays a little bit more, I guess, in a little more of a serious way. Like, they do sound a little bit more threatening. There is one, the skull boss that you fight in chapter 1 or whatever, in English has like the most sassy fucking voice on the planet. I don't know why. It's like, "I'm gonna kill you, demon summoner," or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? What the fuck? I don't even... That was kind of funny to me. But yeah, generally, I mean, look, having voice acting at all is really nice, considering the original had none. Not the greatest voice performances in the world in either language, but pretty good. Definitely not bad. And, yeah, I mean, it's a good addition. when you spoke about too, because you went in depth a little bit more on the combat. Yeah, I think one of the best things that makes Raito really fun too is just like the metric fuck ton of shit being thrown at you, and like you have to not only
It's a
focus
lot
on
to
yourself,
manage.
but also the demons or whatever, and you have to know when to rescind and protect them, and when to bring them back out, and then kind of you can.
Well, what you know? What screen?
I never press
You
the
know
guard
what?
button once because I parry everything because that's just the way to go. So yeah, go.
You know what screen? That's that friction we were talking about earlier that P5X doesn't have. There's a lot
Sure.
of friction in Raito because you have to manage so many things at once.
But you know what? If you don't want
That's what makes
friction,
it so good.
because this is a real fucking video game, you could just pick a
Yeah,
lower difficulty. So hey, it all
you
works
can.
out.
True.
So yeah, we'll fucking think of wow, what a concept. So yeah, you have a lot of options there as a player, but
Can you think of one game that's been made better by being a gacha? This is unrelated to Raito.
I don't have that much experience with gotchas. Is the only problem, but my guess is there might not be an example of it because like the problem is the philosophies that a gotcha game encourages are like all negative. They're like all bad things
Yeah,
for your game.
exploitative,
Like
like wasting of time. It's just fucking pain in the
they may
ass.
bring more engage. It's like, almost like asking the question like like even ignoring gotcha games. Have you ever thought of one game made better by like loot boxes? Like it might be better for making rent money and maybe even engagement because people hop onto the game just to open loot boxes. I know because I used to be a CS player. Okay, but
I used to be an Overwatch player, so I mean I get it.
at
But
least that game used to give you free loot boxes until they changed that.
Overwatch 2, baby.
Oh my god. But yeah, like those obviously weren't improving the actual video game. Anybody who could claim that is cope unless you wanted the game to be a fucking casino. So yeah.
Sorry, back on
Go-
Raito.
yeah, I was
What
gonna
you were
say
saying
there was
about
something else I was
the
gonna say about
gameplay.
Rhino too, but basically the
You talking
gameplay's
about how
really
you
good. Oh, I wanted to
parry.
say you if you're in chapter 2, okay, not to give away too much, but the boss in chapter 2 is very fun, okay? It's very fun, and there's even something really funny about. You know what? I'm just gonna say it. I don't go fuck. Fuck you.
Okay,
Okay.
go.
There's a car you have to move in chapter 2 to trap this boss before you can fight it, right?
Sure.
And I think what's really funny, and this is another way they improved so much about the original boss fights. I went back and watched some of them to compare them for my review, and
Sure.
they're like so bare bones and so boring, a lot of them, unfortunately. And the way you fight them too, I was looking at people play on the hardest difficulty, which I think I played right. I don't remember, but I think I picked the hardest. I don't remember. It's actually
in,
it's not that
original?
hard, the original, yeah, because they at least
Yeah.
balance it around the fact that you can't do fucking anything in that game. But the best strategy was like I watched somebody do the final boss and they won with this strategy. 90% of the fight they would just hold guard and let their demons do all the attacks because Raito has so little options in the original game. He's just so useless. He's like, why even risk not guarding, especially when guarding?
Why
so
even
effective
play the
in
game at
original.
that point? You know, fuck it.
That-
Just let it
that's
sit there, do nothing.
That's the way. That's the original Raito, man. That game is, it's not the greatest in terms of combat. So yeah, but so they just made the boss a lot more interesting too, and obviously played off the fact that now you can dodge because you couldn't even do that in the original. You could do that in Raito too,
Yeah,
but
it's crazy.
but
They
you have
like
attempts to
it's
dodge
like
now and shit. Yeah. Go ahead.
it's what you should do. This is exactly what you should do in a remaster of a game
Yeah.
that like had a lot of like issues. Exactly what you should do. It's like a blueprint.
And
Like if you think about a game that like it's like from an older like generation and like has a lot of like pitfalls like this, Raito Remastered is what you should do. That should be the blueprint, I think. You know?
I agree. Yeah, this game was like everything I think you could have wanted in a Raito remaster, really. But
Yeah.
so yeah, they played off. They made the boss a lot more interesting because you have so many more options now. And one of them, the way they did that, the second chapter boss. Okay, remember how you have to move a car to trap him? Now you do that in the original too. What they did as one of his new attacks in the remaster is he he can fly in the air or whatever, right? And he
Okay.
gets the car and just starts throwing it at you. I just thought that was
Okay, that's
really
base.
fucking funny. Like I'm like, that's actually so good. What the fuck? I love that. So yeah, and obviously the way you're supposed to dodge it is by dodging, which you couldn't do in the original. So yeah, I was like, man, I fucking love this remastered. They did it so good. So yeah, that was a fun thing. In terms of chapter 1, do you have any like strong feelings on the story from chapter 1 or?
Beyond, I like the character introductions. I think they show a lot of like Goto and Narumi come to mind. It's like I think they're established pretty well. Like I kind of get their whole vibe, their whole dynamics with Raito. I like that.
Yeah, Narumi
The
has
setting's
those like
nice. Good setting.
those like PAL vibes, like almost like a Ryuji
Yeah, like a
Yosuke type
bro.
thing. Yeah, he's got like the bro vibes. Yeah.
I like that a lot. I like Narumi. He's cool. A cute guy.
Oh, yeah.
Handsome. Big fan. Um,
Yeah, you're kind of
narratively also, like, I like what they're building up, like the mystery, right? I
Mhm.
love mystery stories, okay? So I like how like they built up that small little mystery with like the girl who goes missing. Or not missing, like who's like supposedly gonna die or whatever, have a demon like inhabit her body or some shit.
Mhm.
And like she was like trapped underground in that fucking cave, like in a cage. It's like what the fuck? Like uncovering those things are always cool. That's why I like mystery stories. So,
Yeah.
like as the characters progress and figure things out, it's really cool to be there along for the ride. What were you gonna say? Sorry.
Um, well, just off that, yeah, you go into the Daidoji Manor and you kind of investigate whatnot because it's kind of
Yeah,
Daidoji you're looking into. Um,
sure.
uh, all that type of stuff or whatever. I will say one thing about the game: if you're expecting it to be like a detective game, it's a detective game in the sense that there are detectives in it, but it doesn't really play like it plays like a linear Mega 10 game, kind of like
It's like as
all
much
the
as
other
a
ones. Yeah,
detective game as Persona
like
4 is.
I would say even less so actually. Like even that game had some elements of investigating, but whether via before you go into Junez or picking the killer near the end of the game. Right doesn't even have anything like that. It very much does play out very linearly. And the second thing I'll say is no matter where the fuck you think this game's story is going, I said this in my review. Once you hit like episode, I think it's like 8 or something. I just didn't expect it to be that type of story. Okay, I mean this in a kind of a good way, but I where this game starts to go in its late game is just like what the fuck is happening? Like it's that type
Yeah,
of thing.
I thought it was with you a little bit. It's like fucking like didn't have to cut me up, like
Yeah,
the fucking like the Rido lore. Like it's just crazy.
it
It's
gets
Mega
really
10, so to be
unhinged.
honest, I'm
Yeah.
not super surprised that it gets crazy, but
But yeah, the first chapter you mostly just spend looking into the girl or whatever. You get introduced to the Dark Realm, which is kind of basically your dungeons of the game in a way.
yeah.
Um, there's dark versions of the already existing kind of areas in the main game, right? I assume one, this is probably nice because you have to reuse a lot. You get to really reuse the area and just turn it dark. And two, it's kind of a
Yeah.
nice flip on. You see them during the light, you see them during the dark, right? Kind of that type of thing. I mean, almost comparable in some ways to Persona 5's concept of like, oh, the castle is like the school in a
Like
way,
Cognitive
but
World, yeah.
yeah, a little bit more clear on how it mirrors it. Um, but yeah, you go in there, you fight some demons or whatever. What do you think of the? So you beat the final boss, or sorry, not the boss of the chapter 1.
Yeah, I did. The eye. I like
Yeah,
that fight. I thought it was pretty good.
that thing, for some reason, I would not call it the hardest fight in the game, and this is proof that I got better at the game. That one took me an hour, which is by far the longest any boss in that game took me. I don't know why that fucked me up so hard.
I'm not playing as hard as a difficulty as you. I'm playing on normal. What's it called? I forgot what normal's called, but I played on normal.
Mhm.
And I took like 30 minutes to beat that guy. I'm having a lot of trouble
Yeah,
actually.
that guy like fucks you. I don't know why. I'm like, damn, this is like, okay, damn, yeah, I don't know. There's something about him. The way he just forces you to jump and shit, and like, if you're not protecting your demons or whatever, that motherfucker's gonna force you to. Like, there's so much that like that boss already expects you to understand basically every mechanic of the game already, which is pretty funny. Um, so yeah, there's all that. All that to say, episode 1 of Rida, I do think it's like probably if I had to rank them, one of the weaker is very much as the introduction in one.
Yeah.
Like you haven't even met, our goat Rasputin or
He did talk to me a little bit from the shadows.
oh,
Very,
that's true. He shows up at the very
the Russian
at the very
accent.
end. That's true. Yeah. But
It's pretty obviously him.
that's true. Yeah, he does show up at the very end there. But we haven't been fully introduced to all the concepts yet or whatever. I would say even from a gameplay perspective, the game also starts to get better as things open up, and even the boss design gets better as the game goes on. Actually, I don't know.
Sure.
That first boss is pretty good to be honest, but things get a little more interesting. But it's still a good introductory chapter. Yeah, do you want to give it a number?
Like
Kinda
a
hard.
rating.
Yeah.
As an introductory chapter, I think it's like a 7. Very solid.
I'd
It does what it
agree.
needs to do.
That's where I am too. Yeah, 7. Like solid introduction. I really like how the boss. Like I only did episode 1 of the original game, so I can tell you that the boss is so much better in the remaster. Because in the
Really?
original game, I beat it
Yeah,
first
yeah,
try,
yeah.
and it's just again the bosses in Rido the original aren't very complex because they can't be, because you can't fucking do shit in that game, so they have to be really simple. This one literally was like, oh, you don't understand every concept of the game? Well, good fucking luck learning them during fighting me, because you're not gonna pass if you don't. See? If this was a gacha game, minus 1 million players, okay?
True.
But
It's true.
that guy...
That's what happened to Kodaka's Gotcha.
True, unfortunately. I heard that one was actually decent.
It was. I played a bit of it. It was fun.
But that guy, like, forces you to understand everything they've taught you up until that point, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, good introductory chapter. Not, like, mind-blowing. Not, you know, the best introduction I've ever seen in an Atlas game, but solid.
Very solid.
And speaking of solid introductions... Persona 5,
no.
the Phantom X!
Oh. Screen, talk about anything else. Anything else, go. Anything amount. Just anything about P5X, go. Talk.
Anything in P5X or anything but P5X?
No, anything but P5X. Anything but P5X, go. Talk anything.
Have you heard that Persona 5 is collabing with the Hatsune Miku gacha game? Wait, that's still a gacha game. Is that...
Yes.
Okay.
I have. Project Sekai, right?
I think that's the name, yep. Do you want to see the Eric show them on screen? Because I feel like I didn't even know about this until, like, an hour ago, so... I think there's...
I learned about this yesterday.
They did like a little collab video where I think Hatsune Miku sings Life
Hold
Will
on,
Change.
I have ads. I can't even fucking see it, screen.
Good.
I have
You don't need to see
ads.
it. Don't worry, I'm just gonna explain what's on the screen. It's okay. Look, it's like Kasumi's here because I think she's in the collab here. Yeah, whatever. Okay, right. Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Hatsune Miku. They got Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's not P5X. Let's not P5X. Let's get it over with. Fuck it. I don't even care.
Well, hold on.
anymore.
Well, I
Let's-
want to at least show. Are these official? These are in the collab, right? This image?
Yes, they're all. I think what you're talking
That's
about.
kind of cute. Hatsune Miku is. Let us start the music. Look, she's Kasumi. Isn't that cool? Look at her ALA. Decent ALA. Kind of cool. I would say.
Oh,
Alright.
that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, these are like okay
Let's
for you
start
know
the
for a
game.
gacha game, you know, illustrations or whatever. Kind of like them. And I hope you kind of like them too. Okay, fine. We'll talk
Yeah.
about P5X.
Yeah.
All right. Where do we start?
Kyuchi, the Subway Slammer.
Yeah.
What did you think his motives were as you started the arc? What did you think it was going to be? Screen.
So I
Or you knew.
assumed because the game kind of wanted to go down this societal kind of everybody's apathetic for everything and they have the desires still and they don't really care about anything. I think this is a really fucking stupid theme, by the way. Not conceptually, but the way they do it. People might immediately compare it to the kind of sloth theme that Persona 5 brings in, but one, there's a very intentional reason that's near the end of the game, and two, that one is not nearly as stupid as the way this one is done, and there are very specific reasons for it. But I think this theme ends up working really hard against the game, both the way it tries to portray its societal themes and like any sort of messaging it's supposed to have, and its portrayal of its antagonist. Because holy shit, the Subway Slammer gets away with shit he absolutely shouldn't. He shouldn't be able to because of this dog shit fucking stupid ass theme.
Yeah. It's fucking stupid. Yeah.
But I thought because of that, right? I initially saw it. My guess was, I mean, kind of what they presented. They said that he was slamming people, and he would kind of slam a little bit, but he'd be able to get away with it because, you know, it's not really that big of a thing. You know, it's like, oh, well, it was probably an accident. It was probably a thing. Maybe some people, for some reason, have been documenting him and have kind of realized that it is an intentional pattern. He's doing this on purpose, and he's kind of a dick. But it's, you know, it's something that, okay, I can reasonably believe, you know, yeah, he's going to get away with it because... Let's be honest, nobody's really going to care that much. But to be honest with you, the other side of that is nobody really cares that much. Like I mean, it's a dick. Look, it's a bad thing to do. You shouldn't just randomly slam people, hit them a little bit, right? And we're not talking about the slam that you may know of where he, you know, goes unhinged. But
No, this is a future slam.
we're talking about just like when he like literally just like shoves them a little bit, right? And it's like, that's a dickhead thing to do on purpose. Why are you shoving people for no reason? What the fuck? But at the same time, I mean, is this like that huge of a, like, damn, the Phantom Thieves just step in here? Like, is that crazy? Like, this is, people have said it, this is a Mementos request at best. This is not like your main antagonist type thing.
It's like you scaled up a Mantis request into a full arc, pretty much. It's like really cringe.
Yeah, so that my motive was just that I guess I guess I mentioned he specifically does it to women, so maybe he just hates women and he wants to get back at them in a way where he can do it without doing anything illegal that'll get him fucked up for life, which is funny because he's gonna do that soon and nobody will care and nobody will actually fuck him up at all, which means he really could have just slammed all of them into death and nobody would have cared. But yeah. What do you think?
I thought his motives were.
Oh, you want to talk about what? Oh no, you thought they were okay.
I thought at first they were going to be something sexual and depraved, and I assumed maybe the first time I assumed it was going to be something stupid, like the first time he did it or something, he felt a rush because even though it was by accident, and he just kept on doing it afterwards. That's all I thought it was going to be. Now, okay. What it actually is,
Yeah.
and you learn this by going through his psyche, right?
Yep.
His baseball-addled psyche is you learn that this guy, this poor soul, lost a baseball game to a bunch of children, specifically to Arai Motoha, one of our party members, when she was a child. And this somehow, by God's fucking name, puts him in a slump that defines the rest of his career, leads him to start.
To be fair, I think because he loses that, and I don't remember if he gets media attention, but I think his like higher ups are like, you're fucked. Your reputation is cooked. You lost to an 8-year-old girl. You're done, buddy.
On.
I think. That's
hold on. As far as I remember, wasn't it that that wasn't the cause of it? He took a person like he got ridiculed a little bit for it, but it made his ego take a big hit, and he fucking fell into a slump because of it. And then after, when he got into that slump, that's when the media attention happened, and then that's when he got that talking to from the manager.
Let me see.
If memory serves.
I could have sworn that they like shoot him out a little bit.
We brain dead. If they do, then it's even worse than I thought, because that'd be really stupid.
Fuck. Okay, we'll keep going for now. I'm gonna look for it.
Okay. This leads him to getting into slump, which leads him to getting chastised by his superiors, which in turn leads him to going down a path of drinking. Ending up in a cabaret club where he's doing this interview, where he's in front of the interviewees, he's acting horrible. Like soliciting attention from these women, like a prick. He's just being very, sex pesty, right? And the guy, literally, one of the reporter guys says to the other reporter in front of Kyuchi's face, "You want to leak this? Yeah, the ratings will be crazy." So they leak the story. And later, coinciding with that, a woman comes forth saying that she was being harassed by Kyuchi. Kyuchi gets a talking to from his manager again and his coach, saying that he has to be dropped from the team. It's either that they make up a story about him being injured and that was the fault of his performance, and also why he lost to the little girl, or and after that he then decides to work at the he works with the business side of the baseball company, or the alternative, not really an alternative, he leaves in shame and doesn't have a job. So he picks the one where he ends up working at the business side of the baseball team. And he gets on his knees and says, "It's those damn women's fault. I'll show them. I'll be the one who's really in control, and then they'll have nowhere to go. They'll know who's in power now," or some bullshit like that. And that's his entire reason for slamming women on the subway. Yeah.
I think you missed the part there where it was the best fucking thing ever. You missed the part where you said that.
My bad. You know what? You're right. I forgot. It was the best thing. I can't say it. I can't even joke about it, screen. I can't even joke about it, screen. I can't.
Is this the
so
first
bad.
flashback here? I'll pull up on the screen in a second. Is this I don't remember if there's one before this or not. This one here, where the girl beats him and then he goes into thing.
Yes, I believe so.
So
yeah,
the media's here, it looks like, right? And they're talking to the girl, and she throws the game-winning pitch or whatever the fuck. Then at Kyuichi's gonna talk about it, and he's like, he's talented. She seems like a talented kid. You even fell on your back. this was all an act. So they're all like, oh, you're not this shit at baseball, are you? And he's like, oh, of course, she's not. But yeah, oh yeah, she beats him specifically, right? I think they're playing
Yeah,
against each
He
other,
was
right?
he was the person who was with the baseball bat, with the bat.
Um, yeah, and then I think they show one after this too. And then they're like, you should know Colonius Hudson. Aim for the majors. Slump isn't gonna cut it. With the major league on the
This
horizon.
is Slump after the well, he didn't get chastised for losing to the little girl. He got chastised for his performance post losing to the little girl because his ego took a hit and he fell into a slump. Oh.
I don't know. I thought you were aiming for the majors. I don't know if this means that he did anything after this, does it?
Well, he says that he's in a slump, right?
You should know crying slump is an excuse. Well, this could just be saying that's not an excuse for your performance against the girl, no?
Okay, it could
yeah,
be.
look,
It could be right.
Well, it's that or be known as the guy that got beat by an elementary school girl. Looks like that's like specifically what they're talking about.
That's ridiculous, right? That's even more stupid than what I thought it was.
This could
why
work
would
if you
anyone
give it
get
a little
okay,
bit more.
What's the societal commentary here? Why is him being chastised for losing to a little girl meaningful in any way?
Well, my thought would be
why
like,
is it even happening from a plot perspective? It's ridiculous.
If they want some reason to get this guy out or whatever, like I don't even know if that's what's happening. It might be. Is there like a motive that they have for wanting to fuck this guy really hard and get him out of his position?
No.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever given,
He's
is
not
it?
performing well.
And like
No.
if they gave it something like that, then this could be a lot better already, right? Because like now they're just looking for excuses and they're like, oh, well, we're gonna use the media's fact that they're reporting, this 8-year-old girl beat him. We're gonna use this to like hound on him really hard, and then they use another media report or whatever, which I think the media even suggest that he may have like assaulted the girl, which I don't think you're supposed to believe is true. Although, oh no, I remember this is a huge point of contention in my stream. Hold on, I wrote this as a note.
What?
Because they bring that up. They bring up that he might have like forced the girl into being with him or whatever, right? And then his response to that is so fucking. I think you're supposed to believe that it's not the case, and that's not true. But he says something. Yeah, he responds to that saying like probably not, and I'm like, what do you mean probably not? I guess because he's supposed to be like drunk or something. Like I don't. It's so
like a dipshit. It's supposed to be a
weird.
dipshit. I think that's the idea. I don't know. It's just.
But like, so there could be something where they're trying to fuck him out of it intentionally, and they're just using a bunch of the media stuff as an excuse to do so. But I don't know if that's ever what's actually happening. Like, especially because, like, why would this coach and team manager have if he's, like, legitimately a good player, why would they want to fuck him out of it, right? Wouldn't they benefit?
Well, the idea is he's not living up to that title right now. He's in a slump, right?
Okay, so he's in this. Okay, so he's in a slump. So he was shit before the 8-year-old girl.
No, I think he was shit after.
Well, again, this conversation here looks like they're talking about. Oh, you're right. Fuck, I didn't read these lines. Hold on. His pitch got knocked out of the park by a grade school. Better yet, he got knocked flat in his back. That must have damaged his ego. He's been in a big slump ever since.
Oh yeah, so I was right.
Hit that pitch. I feel off about. Oh yeah, they talk about this a lot. It's as if someone planned to make us watch this video. They drop a line later too that I think is implying that that he like has control to an extent over his palace, and he's putting these here to fuck with Motaha.
Yeah, they do make it sound like that.
Like, that's weird. That's definitely not how the main palaces work. Like in P5, I don't think you ever are supposed to believe that the palace ruler has a literal control over the palace. Like it's all cognitively done, right?
The only time where this is the case, and it's a massive exception, would be monarchy, but that's it.
Does he even have like explicit control over it? I don't know if he ever controls it.
Yeah, to an extent. Like he puts that video of Sume and her sister up on the screen.
Okay, it's true. That is, but that's like kind of different. But again,
that's different because his is like a laboratory. Like he's like the palace ruler who uses his own palace to do research.
Even the context is different. Like he's the one who's literally there in his own palace as a regular person, and then he's showing the video.
He's a complete exception.
This is something that formed in his palace. Like he's not in his own palace showing this, right? This video? In P5X, I mean.
No, no, it's his shadow only,
Yeah.
right? He has no control over it.
So
Like the actual
this
community
is
is
something
not
that
aware of the
actually
palace.
formed cognitively. So
Yeah, which makes no sense. You're right. No, yeah.
and there, well, I mean, it makes sense that this is here, but it doesn't make sense that like he's putting it there. Like he has control over his own palace. Like that
It's a
just feels
little
like a
weird.
weird
Yeah, you're right. I
reason,
didn't think about that.
rule to write in, right? There was that
I
pitfall
agree.
before. I think they might be on to us. Dan, you know what also doesn't help? This game's translation is just not very good.
I agree.
Like it's just like not clear in the way it writes some stuff, which leaves a lot of room up to interpretation. Like even the thing where it says the shadow takes control of the real person, unlike the other way around, like it is in P5, where the real person is what causes the shadow to form, right? That's different.
Yeah.
And like I don't know if that's really what it's supposed to be, but it's so vague and never explained that you just can't tell. Maybe it is just a writing thing. Maybe it's not the translation. They just don't fucking explain anything in this game. But like even these little things are kind of hard to tell. Okay, I can kind of see, yeah, this is maybe, and then they just bring up the 8-year-old girl thing as an excuse then? That'd be known as the
Maybe?
guy. Okay, so yeah, maybe he's in a slump or whatever, and they're trying to push him out because he's normally in a slump, right? Or because he's been in a slump for a while, and they're like, we need to get this guy out of here or whatever, right?
That could be the case, yeah.
Okay. In that case, I can kind of see these people are probably being unfair to him, yeah. That's probably true. They're probably fucking this guy over, right?
Yeah, I think that's the idea, right?
And then
He's a victim,
and I guess in terms of the palace ruler thing, instead of kind of being mad at these people, which are the people who are fucking him, he gets really mad at women and stuff. I think that's probably fair.
Yeah, you agree with him, like ethically?
Yeah, I think he was actually just. I'm
totally
a
understand.
Subway Slammer apologist. I was like,
Defender.
no, like that makes
Ah.
sense. I think I think I said that.
No,
on
yeah, I
stream
know
too,
what you mean.
yeah.
I know
I think
what you
that.
mean. Yeah.
Yeah. It still feels a little
feels
looser
so
than the
shallow.
others, which kind of sucks. Like, I hate women now. Like, okay, I feel like the other, like Kamoshida abusing people felt more explicit to his role as a teacher and the power he had. Like this guy's only power over women is he's stronger than them, which like okay.
Yeah, like physically,
Yeah.
shoving. It's like what is this commentating on? Like maybe I can see commentary on how like
I guess just the mistreatment of women generally. I think.
Sure, but like, why turn it into like a sob story in any capacity, right? Like, I don't know. Like,
I don't know if that's necessarily
the game still
bad.
paints it.
Like, I think all the palace rulers in the original P5 have like reasons why they do. Like they have like stuff that's like unfair that's been thrust upon them. Like Kamoshida kind of gets a lot of unfair expectations. The art world's pretty unforgiving in Madarame in a lot of ways, but they use this as justification to do just as bad, if not worse, things, and that's the problem.
But the interesting thing about P5, right, is that like typically the way it is that when they have these like these injustices put upon them, they're bad because they become part of the problem. But like, how is Kikuchi perpetuating the problem that he endured himself here?
Well, I don't know if it has to be the exact same problem that they suffered. Like Kamoshida was ever abused, they still abuse people.
Sure. Yeah, sure, but you can make the. I guess that's true.
But my problem there is that like the connection is so much more loose. Like Kamoshida still abused his power, right? That was a specific power that he exclusively had, unlike the average person, because he was a gym teacher. And he knew he could get away with it because there was people with an incentive around him who had every incentive to cover it up because they wanted to keep him at the school, right? This guy's only power that he has over women is just being stronger than them, which is like a pretty general thing. Like it's not really like I guess you could like let me just present it to you like this. Would you call somebody because they're stronger than most women because just by virtue of kind of being a man and the way biology works and shit, right? Would you call that an abuse of power? Like I guess, but like it's kind of
it's like
weird
it feels
thing
like
to call
so
it, right?
like the least interesting way to do it.
Yeah, it's like I guess this is an abuse of power. Like I guess if I'm stronger than somebody, I shouldn't beat up the weak. But like this isn't really like when I'm thinking abuse of power, I'm thinking like a position somebody has or like something like that, right? Like this is an abuse of power, like the most biological, non-societal, like this isn't like a societal role that has been given to him as like guy who's strong. I guess outside of being a baseball player, but that's not relevant to him slamming. In that way. So like it's an abuse of power, sure. It just feels like a really weird way to connect it. I wish there was like something more. Like I guess you don't want to keep copying P5, but you copied half their story beats anyways. Like he's a baseball player or whatever. Why not have him abuse up and coming baseball players? Either Arai or people like Arai, right? Who look up to him. He had people who looked up to him. Arai was one of them. Why not? Why can't he misuse that, right? Imagine how fucking
That's what I was saying. That
horrific of a
make
story it
more
would
sense,
be
right?
if he like was like taking in fans of his or whatever, and is like, yeah, I'll teach you how to play baseball, you know. And he's like disgraced at this point or whatever, but he's like, yeah, but you know, I'm still really good at it. And then he brings up and he does terrible fucking things, right? That's like a like holy shit, fuck this guy.
And if
type
that were the
thing, right?
case, he would actually embody the trait of lust, which they
yeah.
seem to push on him for some reason. Which makes no sense, by the way. If anything, he's maybe pride. Maybe I could see him being pride, not lust. I don't know what about his actions that he's perpetuating are lust. It doesn't make any sense to me. It feels like that was literally only done to be in line with the first arc of P5.
So the only line that even refers to this basically is I think there's a line they drop where they say he gets gratification out of it, and you're probably supposed to assume that this is somewhat sexual. That's like the most. And for a lustful guy, not much lustful imagery in his palace, is there?
Nope, a lot of baseball, and I was going to say this too. His palace
his
the
baseball,
most one of the most interesting things about the palace in P5 is it gives a glimpse into how the ruler views with a real location with a distorted lens. That's why it's so interesting when you see like the gym become a church hall in Kamoshida's palace. How Okumura's foods, like the building, turns into a slave, like a fucking slave, robotic like slave ship, right? Bunch of robots just doing a bunch of fucking slave labor, or with Mario.
Oh, he cut out. Rip. They got him. Black Wings was like, shut him fucking down. Well, I think I know what he was going on about, though. Oh, you back?
Let's get disconnected.
Yeah, you did.
What did you hear me say last?
You were like, and Shido's pal, or someone. I think you're saying Shido's.
I was saying Maruki.
Oh, Mark.
In Maruki's palace, how the distortions are of the Odaiba Stadium, which was originally going to be his research facility, right? So he uses it as a research facility. All of those things are interesting and intriguing. That's why the palaces work so effectively in P5, but that's completely lost in P5X, at least in the first one. All we see is baseball imagery, sports imagery. Maybe the closest thing that would represent lust is the shadows that are like
yeah, like
you
they
know,
got big old boobies. Some of them, yeah.
Yeah. But that's it.
My guess as to why this is the case, and this could be wrong, but I think it's probably at least part of it, because Kamoshida's palace is also toned down. You can play through Kamoshida's palace in P5X as well, right? Part of the Crossfates collab. And like those like statues of asses that you climb on and shit, they're gone too. I assume China's laws and like censorship laws in reference to lustful imagery and shit, from what I understand, are pretty strict, and they literally just might not be able to show many lustful things in a Chinese game like that. Like stuff like the demons also got censored in Japan, or sorry, in China, and they're uncensored for us or whatever. But like in terms of creating new assets and shit, or designing the palace around them, there's not really much you can do unless you would just make a different palace for the global, which obviously isn't gonna happen. So they might just be fucked on the front of where the game is made. But that being said, I mean, look, sucks that, you know, Chinese law is the way it is, but I'm critiquing the way the game came out and the way it is. If that is the reason or whatever, I'm sorry, but it's still a terrible representation of lust. Like, the imagery is not there, and even the explanation is barely there. Considering there's like one off line about him getting gratification from slamming, which, okay. Yeah,
it's a little ridiculous. It just feels so fringe. Like it's such a fringe connection. I don't even know. Ah, God, it's so. Like, how do I put this? It's like you like the aesthetics of Persona 5, but you wanted none of the intriguing, like ideas that it brings to the table, you know?
Yeah, like I had somebody tell me, like, imagine this isn't like imagine this is like its own game and it's not like a Persona 5 spin-off. Like basically they're saying like, don't compare this to P5 and see if you like it. I'm like, no, I'd still hate this.
I think I'd probably hate it just the same, yeah.
Yeah, like it's not like I compare it to P5 a lot because one, it copies some of its story beats in the first arc, and two, it's obviously it's fucking Persona 5 for Phantom X. Of course, it's reminiscent of it in some ways, so it's very easy to compare how Persona 5 did these concepts infinitely better. But even if that game didn't exist, like this game has literally none of the things that ever made me interested in P5. It doesn't have anything of its own to make up for that. Like, it's just I just wouldn't like this game regardless. It's just not very good.
I agree. Narratively, gameplay wise, I don't even know if I can name one thing like narratively I like about that arc. I hate Lufel. I actually hate him so much.
I think even though we went over his backstory is probably all right. I think there's some things about it that are like, if they're trying to oust him because of the thing with the girl and shit, and or because he's in a slump and they're using excuses and shit and they're kind of misrepresenting stuff, I think that's a fine example of people in power kind of shitting on him and whatnot. I just kind of wish what they did with him, what he did after that, was like a better portrayal of abuse of power than just him slamming people. Like that just
Slamming.
Yeah. And I think his boss fight is alright too. I think it's a fine boss fight. Alright. There's like, I think Motoha throws a baseball at him or something in it. That's alright. Everything else is pretty bad though. Especially even like, I don't even know. There's just so much. I don't even know what I want to go over for. Like, there's just, there's just so.
I don't like Lufel. Like as a character, Lufel fucking sucks.
Yeah, sure. We'll go over that. I was gonna talk about the one everyone memes, like the big slam that he does. That seems a disaster.
Against the girl Motoha's friends with.
Yeah.
And she loses her desire after that, by the way, somehow, which I thought.
You know what's hilarious to me? Like,
yeah,
the fact that he can like do that, and like because we have this stupid ass fucking theme that nobody cares about anything ever. Like remember, Persona 5, even when it portrayed people as being like kind of falling to sloth, right? The idea was that like the idea was that people did want to kind of think for themselves or make their own decisions, and they chose sloth or regression in favor of kind of being their own person and fighting against whatever, or even just thinking for themselves, and it led them to vote in Shido, like an evil fucking guy too, right? So in P5 X, it's just like nobody gives a shit about anything, even this attempted murder that happens right in front of him with this guy literally obviously with malicious intent slamming this girl onto the train tracks, and it's like nobody cares. It's like really weird. It's just like, this is just like one is like a critique of how people kind of engage with a lot of stuff in society and how people don't really think for themselves a lot and shit. Like, and then one is just like so fucking stupid that it's just like, what are you even saying? Like, there's no, and like even with the abuse, like, and this doesn't show abuse of power in a good way either, because like with Kamoshida, everybody around him had an incentive to cover up everything. With Shido, he was a politician. He had people who would cover up things for him because he was a politician. They had incentives to do so. Why does everybody in the subway just so lobotomized that they don't care? What, does the subway slammer have like blackmail over everybody in Tokyo? Why does nobody give a shit? This guy isn't important. He's literally a disgraced baseball player, but he can attempt to murder somebody, and the explanation given is, well, nobody cares about anything, so who cares?
It's brain dead.
What's funny is like it doesn't even have a bad explanation of this concept at first. Like when the girl tries to kill herself at first, I think it's hilarious because it's it's so crazy how much worse this is than when Shiho tried to do it in P5. But at least it's like kind of different or whatever. And like this is like an okay portrayal of it. Like people pull out their phones and record. Nobody really tries to help. That's a little bit more like, okay, fair enough, right? Like, people don't really care about the humanity side of it. They kind of just want to use it to get Reddit up the votes or whatever. That's like a little bit more profound or whatever. But like when this guy just tries to kill somebody on the side and just nobody it's like, dude, this is just stupid. Even the police like don't
Vapid.
go after him, and it's like, really? Like, because like the explanation you gave before, the police wouldn't go after him because he was just like kind of shoving people a little bit and he was played off as an accident. Okay, that's fair. Why the fuck did the police look over this like charged up fucking smash attack that he does on the train trip? Bro, like, this is just fucking dumb. You know this is fucking dumb.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, come on, really? Like, none of it makes sense. And also, clearly somebody, if I want to get really technical and a little nitpicky with it, clearly some people care, right? Because somebody sets off the alarm when she hits the train tracks, and somebody gets her off the tracks before she dies.
True.
So, like, somebody cares, right? So it's like, what is happening? Wait, now I'm just lost. Like, how much do they
It's literally
care?
the power of the plot.
Yeah.
It is just the power of the plot. They are as lobotomized as they need to be for the exact moment in the story.
And I shouldn't have to tell you, when you have to lobotomize every single person in your plot for it to work, it's probably not very good. Yeah, and like any critique of a power or society is just totally lost now, because like, who are we critiquing at this point? Like, you can't even say the police are bad because they're just as stupid as everybody else. You can't even say that there are people with incentives to cover it up because nobody has one. Like, people in power aren't thinking of themselves over victims like they were, like the principal in the Kamoshida arc, who was thinking of himself, oh, well, fuck, I need Kamoshida because he makes my school look prestigious, and not caring about the victims that he's abusing, right? There's none of that, sir, because nobody has any incentive to cover up any of this. It's just like why? Yeah. It's just
All right, let's name one
so
good
bad.
thing we like about the story.
Oh.
And one good thing you like about the story. Go. I gotta give him one good thing. One good thing.
I
There's has to
kind
be
of said it.
something, right?
I think his backstory on its own is fine, and I think his boss fight stuff, all the stuff that happens in the fight, is like, even the cutscenes around it are probably fine.
So I didn't like any of that. So now I need to find something. I like Wonder's Awakening.
I don't even.
Admittedly, I thought it was fine.
Yeah, I'll upgrade. I think his boss fight stuff, I think, is actually even good. I actually enjoyed the boss fight, admittedly. So there.
The worst game Atlas has ever made.
The worst game they've ever made, even below like Majin Tensei.
I haven't played much in Tensei, but it's probably not as bad. It's like bottom 5. How about that?
It's down there, yeah. I mean, it's probably the worst Atlas game I've played to date, for sure. Like, I think right now I have that as the glorious Persona 3 FES expansion, The Answer, which I hate a lot as well. But I think this is probably even worse.
I agree.
Yeah. But maybe the one saving grace about P5X, and this is the other side of the live service coin, is that maybe it'll eventually get better. I do have faith because of that new writer coming in from the third arc forward, and he publicly talked about how shit. Yeah, and he worked on Royal and Strikers and Tactica and whatnot, and he publicly talked about how he thought the Subway Slammer arc was bad. So that gives me some hope. I don't know though. We'll still have to wait until it comes to global to really see if it's any better. But it can't be worse. Yeah. Oh my God, you haven't beat the arc yet.
No, why?
They So there's this thing at the end. So do you remember when Wonder? So I can't remember. This is before he slams the girl onto the tracks, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Okay, I've seen it then.
When you get the flash, well, I'm giving context for something that happens after.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember the flashback to flash forward to Wonder has a vision of the future. This also happens in the Velvet Room if you pick a specific dialogue.
Yeah, I
don't
remember.
know why they're doing this.
I remember.
But he has a flash forward to the future of seeing the subway slammer slam a woman and her baby down the stairs and presumably killing at least the baby. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And this is the inspiration to go into the palace, because it seems like even the fucking writers know the subway slammer shit with him just shoving people a little bit is so innocuous that even that can't be enough fucking motivation to go into the palace, but they need something bigger.
Yeah.
So they need him like killing a baby in the future, right? which is hilarious because at this point, well, no, like I was gonna say, you should just at least just have him do it at that point, but you shouldn't because like, it's just stupid because it's like how his slamming went unchecked to an extent that he eventually slammed a baby. Like, I don't even believe that that's a logical conclusion that would happen if he's shoving people and then that would eventually inevitably lead going unchecked to him killing babies. No, I don't believe that. That's not a logical.
Yeah, that's
I don't know why they could
ridiculous.
follow.
I mean, hey, people like to use the argument like, hey, it's based off real things that happen. I don't think anyone's ever actually fucking killed a baby by subway slamming. I'm sorry, I just don't believe it.
Maybe, but I
It
wouldn't
never
argue
happened.
even if that had happened. I wouldn't argue it's like a hierarchical like this is if people go shoving unchecked, they'll eventually kill a like fuck off. Like no. But yeah, people argue it's like a real thing that happened. Maybe it does. Maybe people slam women on the subway because they're dickheads or whatever. Sure, that. But like, you understand the execution of it here is like the worst possible thing you could ever. Like even the inspiration of him becoming a misogynist is so like
Ridiculous. And
thinly
vapid.
like done. Like it's just like I guess it's fine. Like he's like, oh, woman causes problem for me, which isn't really true, but sure, okay, I can believe that he believes it. And then like, I'm gonna hate women and slam them or whatever. Okay, I got, but like, I don't know, it's just stupid. But yeah, after you finish the arc, they flash forward again to him eventually, I think, being arrested.
Oh.
He's being arrested by police officers, and he's like, "Yeah, I killed them. It was based. I fucking." And I think it's referring to the baby he thing or whatever. And it shows you what would have happened if you hadn't changed his heart. And it's like, oh,
That's really dumb.
yeah. Like it doesn't make it significantly dumber. Like the dumb part is that this is like a thing happening at all, but.
Yeah,
Like,
its
it's just
existence
like
is the stupid part.
it's just like, man, we're really doing this. Like, ugh. Ah, it makes me sad knowing this game exists.
If I talk any more about P5X, I think I'm actually gonna fall into like a depressive episode.
Yeah, there's like even more to go over, but like we could not even possibly cover it all. I think I'm gonna do a video soon going over a lot of the stuff, but even in that video, like you could analyze this thing for like 100 hours just because like you could pick away apart how every little decision they kind of make is hurting them.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it just hurts so many other decisions that they made. Everything feels like it's just working against the game in so many ways. There's just so many. The plot's just such a disaster that like you can analyze it from a million different angles of how it's becoming a disaster. It's really not good. I think there's almost nothing to like about the actual Subway Slammer as a character. Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about in P5X or? You want something weird?
I like this.
Oh, go ahead.
What's up?
Go ahead.
What's weird? No, it's okay. What's up? Go.
There's no drain and repel in the game for like combat.
There isn't. No, I clocked that. That's odd, right?
It's
I
a
guess it's
strong
something like
weakness.
the player having something like overpowered. I guess that would just like, you know, null everything. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I have this right in my. I'm sorry. I'm looking at my notes. I have. I
What
use
is
the
it?
example because P5 isn't the only one that does the idea of apathy and sloth and whatnot, right? Like P3, that's a very
Yeah,
prominent
P3
thing.
does
The
it too. Yeah,
apathy
the
syndrome.
apathy syndrome.
Yeah, how people are kind of falling into this they're almost following this cult of Strega who basically wants the end of the world because they're so
Checked out online.
Yeah, they just so checked out online. They feel they have no meaning. They're in a disaster, their crisis of meaning, and they have so little of it that they're almost wishing for the end, just so something interesting would happen. Effectively, like it's very saddening
It
to
rings
watch, but
true.
it's very it rings very true. And like there's this big crisis
Yeah.
of meaning in a lot of places, and it leads people to almost want disaster.
The thing that
just for
makes
talking,
the
yeah.
like the persona like otherworldly like godly forces interesting is because they're always brought on by the hubris of the people. Always. That's what makes them so interesting. P3 that's the case, in P4 that's the case, and in P5 that's the case. Whereas in P5X, for whatever fucking reason, maybe they'll give it like Creed and Slater, but for some reason, People just don't gaff. That's like some
Yeah.
otherworldly force. It's like letting people like take away desires for some fucking reason. So it's not their fault. It's not like the fault of the masses at that
and it's
point.
like, yeah, so like the reasoning is dumb, and then like also like it's to such an extent that it's like just like what are you even saying? Like the P3 one, like there are very much people who fall into like the accelerationist mindset that like unironically just want like either destruction or just terrible shit to have just for like because they're so checked out on life. It's like that. It's like that
Yeah.
It's like that prophecy of like, oh, the world sucks and nothing's ever gonna get better, and we just destroy. Like it's like that is like a very much a real thing. Um,
Yeah.
and like the P5X one, it's like what? So nobody just cares about literally anything. Like
Anything?
nobody at all. Nobody care. It's just like it's not even like a.
Unless you have a persona.
Yeah, I got it. And then you change the heart because you see the flash for it. But I have it written in my notes here. I wrote, this game's idea of apathy compared to P3 would be if Takaya showed up to Polonia Mall, shot everyone, and no one cared. Like that would basically be if we had the P5X idea of apathy syndrome in P3. Like that would basically be a scene in the game effectively, and just nobody would care. All right, well, let's continue on. Like, yeah, I don't know.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just, ugh. I have so much more. I don't even know if we want to go over all this. So there's just so much. Like the moral conversation will never happen on whose heart to change. Somebody's on the Menace website, change heart. Like it's just like even the conversation leading up to Kamoshida where Ryuji doesn't know if he wants to do it because it might kill him, and he's like, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then even the is changing hearts bad in the first place? Like, is that like something we should even do to people? And then the Phantom Thieves eventually go around, well, if they're bad enough, we can't let the alternative happen, so we have to do it. This conversation basically never happens. Like we basically just follow the Menace website, which apparently is just
And it feels like they're rushing through the beats of being a fan of you so fast. I remember I DM'd you like some of the things I didn't like when I was playing through the global service with like, the narrative, and it's just like all like so rushed, and like it feels like someone who's like such an eager hurry to get to the parts of P5 that like are hype moments and are above all else.
Well, my favorite part is like how like the Phantom Thieves are kind of a built thing over the course of P5, and it's like their morals and stuff. You see it form via the Kamoshida arc, and you eventually get there, and then you become what this group is you become Phantom Thieves, right? And like in P5X, it's like Lufel's like, yeah, we have to do it because we need to become Phantom Thieves. And it's like, Wonder right now should look at him and go, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, what does a Phantom Thief even mean to us? We are a group of, we don't even know why, we don't even know if we're going to change this heart. I guess Lufel just tells you you're going to, so I guess you do know. But, like, we don't even know why we're doing this really, besides they're on the Menace website, and, we don't even know where our morals are. There's never any moral conversation between any of the group members. And it's just, it doesn't matter. And it's just like, yeah, we're just going to change this heart. And we're Phantom Thieves because we do it because that's what Phantom Thieves do. And it's like, wow, this is really intriguing, I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah, there's like a lot of
You know what's funny?
but, yeah.
This is like a nitpick. I have this written down. This is like a really nitpick of all nitpicks. But there's in the intro scene with the Y, like, you know how in P5, like, it's a funny little scene where, like, Y is all suspicious of them, and Ryuji says something, and he's like, oh, you should have told me you guys were enthusiasts. Mm-hmm. And then he helps them. That's a nice little scene. In P5X, it's, like, so weirdly stilted. Like, the dialogue doesn't really make any sense. Like, if memory serves, like, you just talk for a bit, and, like, a Y is suspicious, and then, like, fuck. And, like, they just, after talking for long enough, not even anything particular would, like, clue them off about being interested in guns, like, as enthusiasts. He just ends up opening up to them anyway, for, like, no reason.
I
like, it just feels like so much of this game is like that.
I think by the OI scene, I was just, like, there were so many points in this game where I'm like, I'm gonna have to go back and view them again for this video, because, like, I was just so checked out at some point. It's just, like, so nothing.
Oh, also, another thing. Like, Arai complains, and this is something that would work really well in any other Persona or any other Hoshino Persona game. Complains about not having enough time in a day to be a Phantom Thief and do everything else necessary. That duality doesn't exist in P5X. It's not. There's no time management. There's no duality there. Like, why even mention something like that? Like, it doesn't apply to the player at all. Like, it just feels like a weird disconnect at that point, right?
Sure, this is kind of a gameplay disconnect, I guess, like a dissonance between gameplay and story. But
sure. But this wouldn't exist if this game did have time management. Is what I'm saying. Like, why even
Yeah.
mention the line in that case? This was weird.
I can probably go either way. I mean, like, I can believe that, like, you know, I guess Wonder's he's a student or not, he's got a lot of stuff to do, but whatever. But, yeah, like, there's obviously a disconnect because this game kind of wants to kind of have a calendar system, kind of. Like, it has, like, some time stuff or whatever, and there's stamina points which you can, obtain through, you know, dailies or buying them or whatever, and you can use those, but, like, obviously the calendar system is just... It might as well not be there, because it's an infinite game, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, well... I think that's enough P5X hate for now, because I just... There's so much to go over, but I don't think I ever will. Like, I think those are the general enough points we can go over on, like, why the Subway Slammer is, like... pretty weak. Like, there's other things, like how I don't even think they build, like, the Phantom Thieves well, like, a specific characters, like Aurai, or the girl that gets slammed, Roko, I think is her name or something.
Yeah, Moko,
Lufel, like, yeah, maybe that's it, yeah. Like, I don't even think those characters are built well. Like, if I were to compare them to the way, you know, even on Ryuji's first scene where they're introduced, I think those are a lot more provocative.
Intriguing. No, I agree.
But, I mean, I don't even know if we have to go down all that, because it's just at this point, we're just... There's just a lot. There's just so much to go over. I think we hit all the general things.
I just remembered something again.
What?
We forgot to talk about the fucking Megaton roguelike for another episode.
Well, yeah, that was like a thing we were gonna go in and talk about with our P5X. One day we'll talk about this. You know that?
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it one day, okay?
There's this idea, and it's a genius idea, and you guys are gonna love it. It's the best idea
You guys
ever,
will
and
love
you guys
it.
are gonna be mad actually that we're gonna talk about it, because you're gonna be upset that Atlas will never do it, because it's such a good idea.
It's such a good idea.
And they could even, if they don't want to make it a full game, they could even incorporate this into Persona 4 Revivals DLC as like a little thing. But they probably won't even do
without
that.
the sense of scale, but they probably won't. No, because they hate us.
They hate us
They do hate us.
in particular. Do you want to do You want to do a bracket to end this out? A small little bracket.
Why not, Screen? Why not?
I don't know which one to do. Give me an idea?
P5X arcs.
Yeah, the two that exist.
Is there one on the character designs? Maybe we could do that.
The global P5X character designs.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll do that.
Okay,
I
so we
think
get
it's
stuff.
only the characters in global so far, so it's not gonna have any characters from like Korean and Chinese, but fuck it.
Bugaf.
All right. The first here, I'll share it so you don't have any delay. Hold on. You see that?
I do.
All right.
All right, Rin, come on, don't play with me.
You know, like Fleurette.
Nope.
And how do I Rin? For short. Closer or
Closer.
Sepia? Really? I'm kind of a Sepia guy.
I don't think it looks that good. I don't know.
I kind of rock with it. He's kind of got like it gives off dark vibes. Kind of. He's got the little hat. He's kind of got almost kind of looks like a plague doctor.
Maybe
guy.
if he was wearing the hat, I'd probably like it more.
I mean, I'll take it over fucking banana suit girl over here.
I can give you this. I don't care that much. I don't like Closer's design that much.
Wonder or Puppet?
Wonder.
I don't know. I really don't like Wonder's design that much, but I guess I don't really like Puppet either.
I don't like Host's design very much. I like
go
Wonder's more
Wonder.
for sure.
Leon or Munch?
Leon, I think. I like the Featherman thing. That's cute. I do like that. And the whole Featherman
Yeah,
shtick.
probably. I mean, come on.
On.
Oh, fuck. They shouldn't have put these characters in. It's not going to be fair.
True. Oh,
Should we even count them?
Fuck. No, let's just do it. It's fine.
Oh, well. Come on.
It's
come on.
Come on. Be for real.
Not this fucking guy. Not the Duolingo guy over here. That's for damn sure. Okay,
Joker.
Well, come on. These aren't even fair. Leon or Key?
I actually like Key more. I like Key more.
Really? What do you like about Key?
Yeah. Wait,
Nothing.
is he not holding a gun in his hands? I just realized.
No, it's like a... I don't even know what it is, but it's not a gun, doesn't look like.
This whole time I thought he was holding a gun in his hands. I'll be
Oh,
honest
it's
with
like
you.
kind of a blade, I think.
I like his mask.
Do you?
I do.
I'd rather go Leon. I think the Featherman stuff is a little bit more. Is it even supposed to be Featherman? I guess it kind of has a cape and stuff.
Probably.
It looks close
Well, it's like
enough. Fuck it.
Tokusatsu. It's Tokusatsu.
I like
and
his
when
mask
it's
too.
like
His
Tokusatsu
mask
and
is kind
Persona,
of
it's supposed to
cool.
be
Kind of gives
Featherman.
me almost Black Mask vibes. Kind of goes this
You know,
far
I
out.
don't like his hair. You know that? That's like the one thing I don't like
I
about
don't like
Leon's.
it
I don't
either.
like his hair.
So I'll take him over Key.
If
I
it was
like
like,
Leon more than Key.
if it was like, if his hair was like black or something, I'd probably like the design more overall. To be honest,
Also, look at that's probably true. Look at the big blade too.
it's like a glaive. It's the same thing that Ken has.
I think Leon's better.
Fine, we can give it to Leon.
Oh,
Come
on.
Yeah, don't play with me.
I hate Riddle.
I don't like Riddle's design. Yeah, I give it to Yuki, even
The
if I don't like
only
hers very
thing
much
that's
either.
funny about it is that it's a minor, and she's a minor
That's pretty funny, admittedly.
playing Minecraft. Moko or Wonder?
Wonder. I like Moko's design very much.
I
I
kind
think
of
it's
like
Wonder.
Moko better.
I like Wonder more. I'll
I
die
don't
on this
like
hill. It's Wonder.
I'll give you Wonder, but I like Moko better. He's at least got a little oversized.
On.
outfit. This design is kind of shit, to be honest.
It's actually bad.
Like,
I agree.
I like her in the overworld. Oh, I guess we didn't talk about the social link stuff much, but her social link is kind of cute because she's like a digital girl. She's like not real or some shit. I don't know. So you go to a digital world to talk to her. Like you open your
Sure.
video game console. It's like pretty funny. Like a clip of this. Come on, Faz has to have uploaded
Second
some
one.
shit or something.
What are you trying to look for?
Like a, oh. Like a video or something. Like Yui Persona 5X social link. Fuck, nobody posted it, huh? Or wait, maybe Confidant will bring it up? Alright, fuck it, I don't care. But basically, you go to like a digital world to talk to her, which is kind of cute. And I don't hate her
Sure.
regular design. Like, this is kind of nice, right? But once you get to her Phantom Thief outfit, it's just like, this is awful.
That's really bad.
So, I mean, on clears.
It's on.
Okion
Rin.
or Rin? Yeah,
I like
Rin.
Rin's color scheme. It's a
It's
really
like
good
Chinese
design.
New Year's type stuff, or it's like Chinese traditional
Leon.
stuff. It's kind of cute.
Yuki's design is really boring.
Yeah, I get Leon.
Morgana.
I don't know, actually.
I think it's Morgana.
Rin's one of the ones I kind of like in this game.
Rin is a good design, I agree, but Morgana is a really good design, I think.
Morgana's cute. Yeah, I go with Morgana. I like Rin, though. Panther or Skull?
I like Ryuji's design more, actually.
If we're going to Phantom Thief outfits, I like On's more.
I actually like Ryuji's
That
more.
big old fucking whip. And the Panther mask. I don't know.
The one
split.
thing, one criticism I've always had for On's design, I don't like the pink gloves.
I like the pink gloves. They look a bit big, though. Their gloves are just large.
If they were like, I don't know, like black or something or red as well, I probably wouldn't mind, but they just look so weird if they're pink. I don't know. I don't think it works.
This dispute.
Coin flip.
All right, call it.
Heads. Well, they know.
Fuck. Oh, come on. Joker or Joker at fucking home? Come on.
Yeah, Joker. Come on, go to Joker. Come on, let's get this over with.
Mona.
Mona.
My favorite P5X design here is probably Rin, so now that she's gone, it's probably just gonna
Joker.
be Joker. Well,
Joker.
Yeah. Hey, okay. Joker won. The
Let's
P5X,
go.
None
That's
of the
my
P5X
favorite
characters made it into the top 4. Yeah, people are riding out for fucking Mont in this thing. Are you serious?
I don't like it. I don't like her design that much.
Who's last? Rip.
That's a shame because she's probably one of the better P5X designs, to be
It's not
honest.
that bad. Yeah, I feel like better than fucking Riddle.
I agree.
All right, well, I'm glad we did that bracket. I'm glad we talked about P5X and Rido. Maybe next time we'll talk about Rido Chapter 2 and maybe P5X Arc 2 if either of us actually get there.
Well, Strain, I have to ask you, out of all the characters in Persona 5X, P5X, sorry, what's like your favorite like design, like out of the P5X exclusive ones? Sorry, so just like all those favorite card art, favorite design. What's your favorite?
Out of all the ones in the global so far,
No. Like I mean, like including Korean, just exclusive to P5X though.
Um. Well, there's like some cool ones, right? There's like, I mean, like Leon was all right. I said I liked Rin. Um,
Sure.
once the
Yeah.
Korean got added, they added kind of a cute alt girl recently. She's all right. But above all else, I mean, probably the minor.
Feeling no pressure, but appears in the media. Better stop treating me small or medium. I'm extra large, big ticket, premium. About that time you believe in me. Yeah, I'ma lay it down, grabbing that crown. Lay them dollars on the ground, gonna double up now. 65 to 4 and 3, 2, one more time. Heavy punchline about to prove. Lay low, lay high, lay low, lay high. Clear your heads now, watch 'em pick. Let me go and prove my worth, let me earn it. Gonna pass this test and get me a permit. Watch how I do, sit down, observe it. Fires in my soul, uncontrollable burn. Look at me then, look at me now. Correct your bones to rule the cool, make you bow now. Class on to a point to see. Blow, kiss, goodbye while they scream and shriek.